This offseason, Minnesota Fighting Vikings fans have been trying to scheme ways to bring home the pride of Marshall, Minnesota, NDSU Bison alum Trey Lance, who, I don't know, seemingly is falling out of favor in San Francisco, the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. So bringing him home as the quarterback of the future, or hell, maybe even the quarterback right now, it's always fun barroom banter, right? And John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan had their season-ending press conference. Really weird. The Niners' season-ending press conference was much later than the Vikings. I don't know how that works, but they talked about a lot of things, notably the elbow of Brock Purdy going forward. He may miss some time with that UCL injury, maybe even miss the entire 2023 season. Kyle Shanahan basically just poo-pooed the idea of Jimmy Garoppolo coming back. There's like, there's no scenario where he's going to be back, which is kind of hilarious, man. And then John Lynch weighed in on Trey Lance, basically just saying that he has to prove that he can stay healthy, which is a little bit out of place. Trey Lance had an ankle injury, broke his leg week 2 of the season, basically because you're using a running back like a GD, your quarterback like a GD running back. Nailed it. But John Lynch, all right, so he said some comments that sort of make sense. It was like, you can't make the club in a tub, but it doesn't really apply to Trey Lance. So this is what John Lynch said about Trey Lance. I really believe that it's a tough position to play in this league. I understand that there are some players who've been have had incredible durability, as Kyle Shanahan said earlier. I think Brock's been incredibly durable throughout his career, except tearing his elbow ligament. All right. He just ran into an inopportune situation where he's trying to throw a football downfield, and he's got an NFL edge rusher pulling on your arm the other direction. It's just not going to hold up, so that stinks. Trey had his issues, and Trey's had a rough go here the last couple of years. He's obviously going to have to prove that he can stay healthy, but I know that there was periods of my career early where I struggled to stay healthy. Then I went 8 years without missing a snap, so that happens sometimes. And yeah, I'm sure people wonder, Jimmy's had his issues, blah, 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 blah. I just think it's coincidence looking at everything. But I don't think that we have any issues than anyone else, blah, 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 blah. So he's saying that Trey Lance breaking his ankle as well as ankle dislocation. So he's saying that that's Trey Lance being injury prone. He was, Trey Lance has to prove to stay healthy. But Brock Purdy and his UCL injury, that's just an inopportune situation. So that's an inopportune situation for Brock Purdy, but Trey Lance obviously is just a rolling mash unit. That's what's happening, man. So first off, the ankle fracture could have happened to anyone at any point, especially if, like I said, you're using your quarterback like a stupid running back, right? And then he alluded to Trey Lance did have a knee issue in his rookie season in October, but he only missed 1 game, and that does happen to anyone. Then he had a hand finger fracture, didn't miss any regular season games, and then back at NDSU he had a knee meniscus trim from a high school injury. Now, yes, you could say he hasn't played a lot of football. He played 1 year as a starter at NDSU. He played 1 year as starter in high school at quarterback, and he's started sparingly in the National Football League. So you could say, sure, by volume, maybe he does have some injury issues, but I ain't buying that. I ain't buying that at all. There's injuries that are reoccurring, and there's guys that are just consistently injured, and yeah, hand fracture, sure. Knee strain, sure. The ankle injury could have happened to any player at any time. So I'm not buying that Trey Lance is just injury prone, right? So I don't fully. So again, just the gall of John Lynch saying like, hey, well, Brock Purdy, that was just inopportune, but Trey Lance, that's an ongoing issue. Please, man. So hey, if you're so down and poo-pooing on our guy Trey Lance, hey. Call up your guy, Kwesi. You guys go way back like chiropractic. You're a bit of a mentor to Kwesi back in the day, back in the Bay. So, hey, Trey Lance for a 5th. I mean, hey, if you're ready to give up on Trey Lance, if Brock Purdy's the cat's ass, if you're going to go all in on Aaron Rodgers or whatever, I mean, what are you going to do, huh? You want Kirk Cousins? Sure. Hey, it's going to cost you. All right, so even though you've given up all your first for Trey Lance, even though you've given up 2, 3, 4 for McCaffrey and change, hey, it's going to cost you. So how about Trey Lance and Hufanga and Greenlaw for Kirk? How about that? And also a bunch of 3rd-round picks. I don't really know. But I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like John Lynch was way off base in this spot. And like if he's trying to enhance Trey Lance's trade value, it's like he's doing the inverse. It's like, oh, he's got to stay healthy because he had this broken leg, which could have happened to any quarterback at any point at any time. So it's whatever there. But your thoughts are our thoughts. John Lynch calling out Trey Lance's durability? Question mark. All right. Hey, John. Like, if you're sick of him, we'll take him off your hands. Like, we'll give him a home. I mean, he'll be our future franchise quarterback. No problem. No problem, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.